Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jill from the August Diaries, which is a space for fashion, beauty, interior design. Today we're talking all things fall fashion, and I'm gonna give you my top 10 trends that you need to know for this season. With that being said, this is kind of like a trends video without being a trends video. I honestly don't know if I believe in trends anymore. I kind of feel like trends are a little bit of a thing of the past, and I've been noticing more and more that a lot of the trends that I'm kind of picking up on from the runways over the seasons and the ones that I am really loving myself are kind of repeating themselves throughout the last few seasons. Like for example, the color red from my last video, moving into spring, summer, and then now into fall. We're going with more of like a burgundy maroon color, but a lot of these things are not necessarily like super groundbreaking for fall. And so I kind of almost hesitate to call this a trends video, but I guess for lack of a better word, that's what it is. I'm noticing that a lot of trends stick around for a few seasons, which I think is really great because I'm loving the slow fashion movement. I love that we're buying pieces that are more quality, can last for a long time, and then you can kind of shop your closet and pick up a few accessories or key pieces for the new season that will help update your wardrobe. So basically I'm gonna outline trends, for lack of a better word, that I am really loving and that I saw on the runways. But again, these are not gonna be like hugely groundbreaking things. Like, is burgundy groundbreaking for fall? I don't think so. Literally every fall, it's like, burgundy. But as always, wear what you want. We're buying less, we're buying really good quality, we're buying slower fashion, and we're wearing it over and over and over again. So a theme that I noticed on the runway was real woman as opposed to like a naughties girl. So real life, like these women are actually wearing these clothes on the street. These are pieces that you can wear all the time. We saw a lot of older models, which I really loved, classic pieces, classic silhouettes. There's less of a kind of fantastical element to clothing that I think definitely came up during COVID because people were kind of in their houses not knowing what to do with themselves, and so we needed a little bit more of like a fantastical element. This video is sponsored by Geox. I've been working with them for years. I'm such a fan. I always find pieces that I really love. They are such well-made, comfortable shoes. They use really beautiful Italian leather. They actually are an Italian brand. They have so much really cool technology with their shoes. It makes it just so comfortable. The older I get, like of course I want to have beautiful shoes, but realistically speaking, like I have to be able to walk in my boots and my flats, and I just am finding it more difficult to find really good quality, comfortable footwear. I feel like this season they did a really good job, particularly with the loafers, but also with the boots. They have some really gorgeous kind of burgundy cherry cola colors, some cognac colors. I love some of the small details that they've done, like more of a square toe. I'm just obsessed. So all of the shoes in this video are from Geox, and I will have everything linked below. So with all that being said, let's jump into the trends. The first one is burgundy, or if you want to kind of rebrand it, cherry cola, maroon, dark cherry. Basically, she is like red's cooler, edgier older sister. And burgundy is something that I really love, especially going into fall. Burgundy nails are like maybe my favorite thing of all time. This is dark cherry by CND, by the way. It's not like burgundy for fall is a major departure. However, I am excited to kind of add some key pieces, particularly with accessories. Depending on how much you wear and love this color, I wouldn't necessarily say like buy a whole burgundy outfit, although if you can rock that, like good for you, that looks amazing. But I'm kind of moving into more of the burgundy accessories. So like really beautiful shoes, bags, nails. I can't really pull it off, but a lot of the girls are wearing cherry cola tights, which I think is so cool, especially paired with neutrals from your closet like grays, oatmeals, creams, whites. The burgundy looks really chic and really luxe. So we saw bags at Gucci, Bottega Veneta, Ferragamo. I am particularly obsessed with these Geox wine colored penny loafers. Didn't realize that the little penny detail on there was for the penny loafer trend. My mom told me and I was like, oh, I love the gold coin. I've been calling it a gold coin, but I love those. And I think that the loafer is such a classic silhouette, and then adding in the kind of dark wine burgundy color is really perfect for fall. Okay, so next we're gonna talk about a straighter leg, whether it's trousers or jeans. This is a super wearable, super relatable trend, especially since most people wear trousers or jeans. I am not saying skinny jeans are back by any means, although I will never say never when it comes to fashion, but we're kind of moving a little bit further away from the very baggy, oversized bottom silhouette and going for more of a straighter look. It's a little bit more difficult for me to kind of show this because I'm quite pregnant. I'm like 8 months now. So I have to buy bottoms that are large enough to go around my belly. And so the leg can sometimes look a little bit larger on me right now, but I have some really gorgeous vintage straight Levi's jeans and I'm so excited to wear them. I definitely will not be able to fit into them this fall. Let's go for next fall. So it's definitely slimmer than the baggy look from last spring, but it's still more of a straight leg kind of boot cut look, especially wearing it with like boots or heels. It gives a really long lean line to your legs, especially for somebody like me who's a little bit shorter. It can kind of make you look a little bit taller as well. The next trend is the worker or barn coat. You may have seen this at Prada. And it's so funny because my grandparents had a farm when we were growing up, and I swear that my uncle and my grandfather had like a Carhartt barn coat. So it's so funny that I'm like searching for a vintage one now. I wouldn't necessarily go for like a Prada barn coat, especially for such a trendy piece, but there are some really good, more affordable options that I will link below. And I think it's really cool. It's a really cute way to kind of make an outfit look a little bit more casual. There's definitely a lot of functionality in it, which I really like, which kind of speaks to the original theme that I was talking about the quote unquote real woman. You will definitely be seeing the barn coat everywhere. Like I said, Carhartt did one of the more original versions, and if you can find a vintage one, amazing. I do have some more affordable options in the description box. So arguably my favorite color of the season, I think it is, because even though I love the burgundy, I am obsessed with green, specifically olive green. You will have seen that I wear a green ball cap like all the time. I just feel like green actually goes with a lot more neutrals than you think. I feel like it goes with almost everything in my wardrobe, to be honest. And for fall, we're talking all shades of green. My particular favorite, like I said, is the olive green, and I've kind of done a tonal look with the greenish taupey pants, and I love that kind of tone on tone. I think it looks really chic, but this color I am just absolutely obsessed with. I think it also pairs really well with neutrals like black, white, gray, cream, and then I also think it pairs really well with burgundy, which I know is kind of borderline Christmas, but because you have like a dark, not as bright green, like the olive or army green, paired with the burgundy or cherry cola, whatever you want to call it, I think the combo is really gorgeous, especially with some neutrals in between. It's one of my favorite colors, like I said, especially because it kind of is reminiscent of the 70s, which is a huge influence for me. The 70s or vintage is definitely one of my 3 words for my style. So next, let's talk big collars, whether it's kind of like looser, bigger turtlenecks, or on the runways, we've also seen shirts actually styled backwards. There's also some kind of more funnel neck shirts that we've been seeing as well, which I think are so cute, but particularly for fall, I love the turtleneck that goes all the way up. It doesn't actually fold and you can just kind of like dip your chin in. It's so cozy. So you definitely need a sweater or a coat with some structure for that, whether it's like an oversized sweater like this or a sweater with like a big scarf or shawl. The kind of big oversized collars are really big. It's really about an excess of fabric and luxurious fabric at that. Kind of like the really soft wool and cashmere knits. So this actually ties really nicely into the next trend, which is layering up. And this I mean more specifically like matching your coat and your sweater with your scarf. So a lot of places right now are selling a matching coat with scarf. This one, for example, comes with a detachable scarf, and I love that you can kind of like drape it over your shoulder. Obviously, you can also just use what you have with like a black or gray coat, black or gray scarf, and just match them together. It's very luxurious. It's all about kind of the swaths of fabric and a lot of like rich, beautiful colors and fabrics around your collar. Whether it's like shawls, capes, scarves, really just kind of in this area having a lot of like soft, luxurious knits, which is honestly amazing during the fall and winter. A lot of these pieces have these like really cool styling details already built in, like with the coat. At Bottega Veneta, there were like double up button downs, cowl neck knits. Picture like a very soft, luxurious knit, and you can throw the scarf over your shoulder, very casual, kind of weekend appropriate, really comfortable, really luxurious. I feel like the row was really big in kind of bringing this back in terms of the more luxurious, but also really cozy, comfy, quiet luxury, if you will. So you still want to look really good and put together, but you also want to be really comfortable. So another huge trend that I'm sure you've seen all over TikTok is suede, specifically the suede jacket, but it definitely doesn't have to be the suede jacket in particular. I really love bringing it in with shoes, bags, jackets. Although it's not the most practical of fabrics, especially in a place like Vancouver that gets a lot of rain, you definitely want to spray your suede. It's really luxurious and really beautiful. So I picked up a few suede shoes from Geox. These boots in particular, I really love. They have like a little bit of a square toe, which is like a really, really nice detail and something that I always really appreciate. I love like specific details, especially a little bit of a squared off toe. I also have a vintage olive green suede coat. I would definitely encourage you to shop for suede, particularly suede coats, secondhand. They're so beautiful. They're a lot cheaper. I do love that suede is so reminiscent of the 70s, but there are kind of like different ways you can go. You can do the more boho route, or you can try and go for a little bit more of like a luxurious feel. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the skirt, which was definitely a trend coming up in my spring summer video. I'm still wearing my kind of like fuller maxi white skirt. I love it so much, and I feel like it's a really nice pairing moving into fall with a lot of knits. It goes really well with neutrals. It goes really well with an olive green and a burgundy as well. I've been pairing it with boots and loafers, and boots and loafers are a super cute way to make a white maxi skirt like this feel a little bit more fall winter appropriate. There were tons of different skirts all over the runways, everything from midi pencil skirts at Prada and Givenchy, full A-line skirts with boots for more of an equestrian vibe at Tommy Hilfiger and Miu Miu. We also saw a little bit of a return of the new look from Dior. This is from, I believe, the 40s or the 50s. It's like a full skirt paired with a blazer with a bit more of a cinched in waist. Kate did a really beautiful version of that. Another way that you can wear the skirt is with a see-through skirt seen at Carven, Arlington 16, Michael Kors. That was really beautiful. It's not something I'm going to be wearing this fall particularly, but I love it. I think it's really chic, especially when paired with something like an oversized sweater or a blazer. Of course, we have the kind of like back to school preppy look that Miu Miu really did so well in the spring summer, and bringing that with the darker colors like browns, burgundies, olive tones is really beautiful, especially paired with a crisp white shirt. It's kind of like a very nostalgic way of dressing. Like even if you're an adult, you can always remember going back to school, and that kind of like very preppy collegiate feel. Definitely pairing like a crisp shirt with blazers, loafers. These ones from Geox are my absolute favorite. I have them in 2 colors. There are really easy ways to kind of incorporate the preppy trend without making it too dramatic, whether it's with like a plaid blazer or more of a polo shirt or a crisp white shirt. So lastly, we have the denim on denim trend, but is this really even a trend? I feel like this is such a staple in my wardrobe. I love the Canadian tuxedo so much, but it's quite trendy, which is why I'm including it. If you are a follow, you know how much I love the Canadian tuxedo denim on denim trend. I always go back to it when I don't know what to wear. It makes me feel kind of like cool 70s vintage, but it also feels really fresh. And I would say that the best way to wear it is kind of in a larger silhouette. I've seen some people do the chambray shirt up all the way to the top and leave it open at the bottom, and then you can see added details like a belt. I think that's really cute. Also would do that with my pregnant bump. I love showing that off. Having it unbottomed at the bottom also shows a little bit more structure and will show your waist off a little bit, especially because it's more of the straight leg jean with an oversized chambray shirt. My only tip for pulling this off is to make sure that it doesn't look like you tried and failed to match your denim. Make sure that they're different enough that it looks very purposeful. Okay, that is everything. I hope that that was helpful. I know that it's a little bit odd to have a kind of trends video while also bucking the word trend, but I really wanted to highlight some of my favorite pieces and, for lack of a better word, trends moving into the fall. But again, this is not me saying that you need to buy a completely new wardrobe every season. I think that there are really great ways to shop your own closet and then just add in a few key pieces. Please let me know your favorite trends in the description box. Did you like any of the ones that I chose? Will you be wearing them? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.